righty, Coach. I know that Utah is used to competing in the Pac-12, but now you guys are competing in the Big 12, all right? So what has the competition difference been like between the two conferences? What excites you about the Big 12 in general?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a different conference and different teams, although we got to keep, the Arizonas and we love being a part of the Big 12. Really nice like coaches and teams and really good competition. We look forward to the Big 12 championships every year, but yeah, it's definitely different, being part of the Pac-12 for so many years. You know exactly, what facilities are going to be like, what the teams are going to be like, and we've really enjoyed getting to know some, different staffs and different universities and looking forward to going to Iowa this year for the first time and Denver. So, yeah.
What surprised you about some of these Big 12 meet locations, et cetera? I know you were used to Pac-12, but what are some places that you really look forward to going to and competing at?
Yeah, well, we're really looking forward to going to, Denver this year and Iowa, just because we haven't been there before. Jimmy Pratt, who's one of our assistant coaches, used to work at Denver, so he's like really familiar with that area. But they're an excellent team, and we're super excited to go there and have that comp. And same with Iowa. We've never been there, and Ashley's done an incredible job with that program, and just excited to see some new facilities.
Awesome. Coach, in your inaugural season in the Big 12, I'm reading these stats here. We're talking a Big 12 regular season and championship titles, extending Utah's conference championship title streak to 5 straight. So listen, you guys are no strangers to success. But what kind of a standard does doing so well in that inaugural season set for all of the years and seasons to come?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the Big 12 championships is probably one of our favorite meets of the whole year. And it's something that we work towards all preseason and the first part of season to prepare ourselves for that meet. And it is, it's a high expectation and a high standard that we compete for that title every year. But that's what we love here at Utah. We love the high expectation. We love this, extreme standard of excellence across the board. And that's what makes it fun, competing to be the best that you can be. And if that brings us a conference title, awesome. But we really just, strive every day to be the best that we can really be.
Awesome. How have you seen this really program grow since being named head coach?
Mhm. It has definitely changed a lot. What hasn't changed is the standard of excellence and the expectations in terms of, being at national championships every year, making the Final Four, being conference championships. I mean, that has been, the expectation of Utah gymnastics since Greg Marsden started this program 51 years ago. But a lot of things have changed internally for us. We've spent a lot of time in our culture. We really are an inclusive culture and one where we give a lot of an autonomy to, our athletes and also to our staff. I want everyone to feel like their voice is heard and that this is an environment that they can come in and they just get to be them. And I think that's where we get the best out of everyone is if you're able to work in a space where you don't feel like you're being judged or, you have to be like somebody else and you just get to be you. And that's where you really see people just start to blossom and thrive. So that's something we've worked a lot on. We do a lot of team meetings, which is something we didn't just used to do in the past. And it's not just meetings of like X's and O's. It's really about like personal growth is actually what we spend a lot of time on. So I feel so lucky to be a part of this program and to do this with the people that we have here. But our culture is definitely something that we've changed a lot, and it's really exciting.
How do you think your gymnasts would describe you as a head coach? Some of those fun buzzwords. What do you think they'd say?
I wish you could ask them that question. I have two little daughters, myself, 8 and 11, even though she's, going on 16 in her brain. And I think the women see me kind of as a motherly figure a lot of the time. I definitely, when I first started coaching, I used to get feedback I could be a little more empathetic and compassionate. And once you have kids, boy, that sure changes quickly. So I really do think they see me as being someone that's always there from them and really compassionate and caring for them. And I really do care a lot about them as a person, and the athlete is always secondary. And I think that they really see that.
Awesome. Now, this past off season, this preseason, what's been the focus for your team?
Yeah, we changed a few things in our preseason training. The end of last year, finishing fourth again for us, it kind of hurt a little bit. I understand for other people that would be great, but for us, we've been third and fourth for 5 years now, and we were really hoping for something different. So we spent a little bit of time thinking about what we needed to do to make some adjustments. And I think it's so easy to like point fingers at people and be like, well, she didn't do that, or they didn't do that, or we don't have this. But instead of doing that, we as a staff, including myself, looked at ourselves and thought, like, what do we need to do differently to support this team? And we as coaches made some changes and then in return asked the girls to also kind of buy in with those changes and do some things differently. So we really adjusted our preseason training. We've been focusing on landings a lot more, and they're really starting to show up. We also really talked about like being prepared earlier this season, and not getting to nationals and feeling like we had to have our best meet of the year to have a shot at winning. We want to be so ready that like we just need to have a normal day to give ourselves a good opportunity to win that. And that involves like being ready in January and not in April. So
Absolutely. Now, this beam team of yours has been one that has consistently been one of the best across the country. Can you give us some insight? What do we have to look forward to this season? Anything fun?
I'm really excited about this beam team. We have some veteran returners. We have, Anna, who's a senior. We've got Avery, who's a sophomore. We have Liz Gantner. She's kind of been that like dark horse a little bit and maybe hasn't competed as much in season. And then when we get to the biggest meets of the year, she goes in and hits it. And so really excited about having her in the lineup this year. But I'm very excited about our freshmen. We have a couple freshmen that are vying for some spots in that lineup. Abby Rissman, she's from Minnesota, and she could score a 10 on beam this year. I'm comfortable putting that out there. It is absolutely breathtaking to watch her, and she has some difficulty in there, but she's going to be one that our fans, honestly, just gymnastics fans, are going to appreciate what she has to offer on that event. But yeah, it's been really competitive this fall. Yesterday we were saying we are going to have to pick lineups at some point. We haven't done that yet, but there is about like 8 to 9 girls that could all be in that lineup. Girls that have been training beam and, haven't actually had a shot at being in the lineup yet are going to have a shot at being in the lineup this year. So we have lots of diversity in our beam skills and some really cool choreo. And yeah, I'm excited about this beam team this year.
Coach, so am I. And speaking of other preseason accolades and things for us to look forward to, there are 6 Red Rocks that have been named to the Big 12 preseason team. How good does that feel? How much pride do you have when hearing that?
For them, I'm just so happy for the athletes to get recognition for the work and the talent that they have. And it takes a lot to be recognized. There's so many good athletes in the Big 12, so many amazing gymnasts. They don't have to be an all-arounder, they can be an event specialist. And for them to get recognition and to be honored like that I'm just so happy for them that they receive that.
Awesome, Coach. Is there anything else you'd like to add? Anything else you want people who watch this to know about you and your program?
I'm not sure exactly, but yeah, we're just really looking forward to an exciting season. And like I mentioned, we've made a few changes, and the difference between fourth and first is marginal in terms of the points. And so we've made some small adjustments that are going to be pretty substantial though for us in the end. So it's going to be a fresh look to our team this year, and I'm excited for people to get to see them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Coach, for your time. We wish you the best of luck this season, and we can't wait to watch what you and Utah Gymnastics makes happen.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Go Utes.